Hello and hello family. This is Michael from All Exotic Tarot and Divination. Basically, this video today is going to be talking about how to set up an ancestor altar, what you need to do to go about it, how to maintain it, some do's and don'ts, and it's a continuation. I did a video talking about why to set one up and what are the benefits and in working with your ancestor. So basically, I'm going to list off what you need, and then put one together for you. I'm going to do it in a universal kind of Unitarian way. Basically, you can modify these things as far as like what you say to your altar by however you feel is correct, and whatever your tradition is. This is going to be pretty close to how a lot of people from the African continent or Caribbean people would set up a ancestor altar. It's got a little bit of flair of gypsy things. And so basically, let's get started with what you need. You need a flat surface that's out of the way, maybe a small table. Excellent idea for an altar because once you get this set up, you might want to expand it and make a boveda out of it, and I'll explain what that is later. I've seen people use desks, which is a good idea. Tables, little corner tables that fit into the corner of a house. But any flat surface that's out of the way that's peaceful. You do not want to set it up in a bedroom or any place where you'll be naked in front of it. You do want to respect this altar because basically it's your representation of your ancestors here on earth. So you don't want to walk naked in front of grandma, you know, if she's passed away. Or great-grandmother for that example, or great-great-great-grandmother. Basically what you're going to need is that flat surface. Let me get a bottle of something to show you. You're gonna need to clean that surface, and what I have here is this is a Florida water bottle. Basically it was half full when I added the other stuff to it. Florida water is a very good thing to use with spirits. It's a nice scented alcohol based perfume. It's good for all kinds of cleansing work. This is a must have. What I put in it is I gathered the holy water from 7 different Catholic churches. Now I know you guys may say, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with Christianity, but the power of the people's faith is what empowers the water, not Jesus. All right? So basically you can buy holy water Botanica. Normal holy water will work. I like doing it myself because I don't trust them to run around to 7 churches and gather this stuff up. If you talk to the priest, you know, say you're having some problems with your house or whatever, you'd like to wash the areas with holy water, you can get gallons of this stuff. So I got 7-gallon bottles from 7 Catholic churches filled with holy water. So you add that to this. You powder up some white flowers. Doesn't matter if they're baby's breath, white rose petals. Any white flower will work. Carnations, that'll work. So you grind those up in your pestle. You put them in here, and then you put cascarilla or fung. Basically, it is a powdered chalky substance. They're in those little cups that you pour ketchup in at the restaurants. Any good supply house you can order this from. Good occult bookstores will have this product, and you get it at any Botanica for sure. Okay, so you powder that up in the pestle too. You could use about a quarter of a cake of it, and you put that in there, and you mix it up. Now, one of the things when you mix holy water with Florida water, it will turn the water white. That's a good test to determine if you got the real deal. All right, because a lot of people just put plain tap water with some perfume and put it in a bottle that says holy water. That'll make it holy. My godmother says that you can take the water from a center cup of boveda that was used in a misa and use that as holy water. Okay, that's something she got for her godmother. Not everybody agrees with it. I take it as gospel because it's my godmother, it's my tradition. So the path on Santeria and Espiritissimo is a personal one, and different things for different people and different paths. What your house does is what your house does, and what my house does is what my house does. Neither one's correct, neither one is wrong. Basically, what it is, it's a tradition, and it's what we should follow. Okay, so basically, you got this stuff made up. You're going to want to use a white cloth for the table. Something nice. You're going to need to get a nice glass, like a wine glass. You're going to need to get a candle. And you're going to need to get a flower vase. And you're going to need to buy flowers. Right now I have pink flowers. They were out of flowers at the florist where I get my stuff. So white roses will work. That's traditional. You can use carnations. Basically, you go with white if you can, but if you can't, try to get healthy, nice, good flowers. All right. So this is a simple ancestor altar. I'm sure you guys are gonna go all over YouTube and see things that don't look like this, but this is a really universal, basic one. People use different colors, cloths and stuff, which is fine. Basically, I'm coming from a Spiritissimo tradition, Santeria tradition. This is how we go about it. All right, so let me move the camera and let's get cracking. Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust my tripod real quick. No, that's the wrong way. Sorry, folks, it's kind of a new tripod, so still get used to it. All right, that ought to be a good angle. Okay, let's move it over. You know, if you're gonna use spirit, use spirit worship as form here. Okay, got the angle switched. Let's change this a little bit. Bear with me, guys. I don't really have a camera per se. I'm using my phone. All right, so what we got here is the average table. I'm going to put it right up against there because the tripod doesn't want to hold the camera. So with that material, you want to take a white cloth, wipe off any of the dust. Then with the spiritual cleaning fluid, you're going to start off with putting it in the four corners. And then we're basically paying tribute to the four winds, the four corners of the earth, the spiritual connection between the invisible realm and the everyday walking realm. So even though I got some extra water down there, it doesn't matter. And basically, I'm going to tell my ancestors that this is not for them. I want you guys to use the Gungun altar that I have for my bloodline, and then my Bobota for my other spirit guides and ancestors that preside there, and use that as a gateway. So we're going to lay down some cloth. This is just a really nice pillowcase. You can do that. Okay, sorry about making everybody seasick. Okay, so let's get the cloth laid down. Okay, and also what I have is some really nice, pretty napkins laid down. You know, these should really be washed and cleaned, but these are just basically I'm doing a setup so you guys can see it. You know, drape it over nice. I like to do corner this way, corner that way. And then one all the way across. Okay, if I was setting up an altar, these would be a real altar. These would be spotless clean. All right, you want to make things as nice and as clean as you can for your ancestors. All right. So the next step is to put a bouquet of flowers on it. Okay, so there's the bouquet. Okay, I'll give you guys a better shot of this when it's all done. Okay, then we want to do the cup. Okay, and then because you're using this daily, you can put a 7-day candle up there, but I usually use little tea candles as they burn out quicker and I don't have to worry about fire or anything like that. Alright, so basically it's as simple as that as far as the setup. Let me move it a little bit so you get a better angle. Alright. Here, let me weigh down this tripod here. Okay, so you got your candle, you got your cup of water, you got your bouquet of roses. Okay? So it's all right there. So when you're doing your ritual, you basically start off like this, okay? You're gonna say ancestors. Okay, I want to repeat again. Please stay at my other altars. This is just a demonstration altar so people can take care of their ancestors. Okay, so now when you approach your altar, basically I'm going to give you just general things you want to put across in your prayer. Design a prayer that works for you. But basically you want to start off by stating who you are. If you have any spiritual names, like for example, I'm Michael Zingara Omwelagwa Rite Ofun Fale. So basically I identified myself in my Santeria way. Okay, and basically start off the prayer with first thanking the ancestors, telling them what you want to do with this altar, and that you're setting it up for them so they can have a place in this world to contact you. Okay, and then when you put explain the aspect of the flowers, you want them to enjoy the nourishment from the flowers scent, and you put the flowers there as an act of respect and as it is a thing of beauty. Okay, then you fill your water glass. Okay, and basically in your prayer you explain that you are offering this water as a source of communication, a medium of communication, basically as libations for them, to help them in their afterlife existence. And basically, that's pretty much it for the water. Then you would light your candle. And basically say that you're offering up this candle to give them light, to enlighten their souls and give them light and joy in the afterworld. And you also light this candle so you can have light in your own life and have joy and prosperity. Okay, so the next polite thing to do would be to thank your ancestors for everything that you've done in the past. Tell them when you're going to come and use this altar daily. Ask them to reach out from the spirit world and communicate with you in any way they possibly can. Tell them that they're welcome to speak with you in your dreams. But basically, ask them that you want to form a relationship with them. And you want to basically give respect to them and that you're going to do this daily. Okay? Tell them the time that you're going to set up to do this. Okay? Thank them again for everything they do. If you got anything that's going on in your life at this time, it's okay to speak with them at an almost casual level. Okay? And then when everything's said and done, tell your ancestors thank you for the time that you spent with them. And that basically that the ritual is completed. Okay? You can use amen, you can use ashe, whatever your tradition does to end a work or ritual is totally fine. But basically, that's what it looks like. Here, let me give you guys a better angle. So, that's basically what it looks like. Excuse the guitars in the background. So, that's what you're shooting for. Okay? So, let me flip this around. Let's see. What's the best way to do this? Alright, so that is basically what you're looking for. It's really simple. Now, if you have a lot of Christian relatives and you don't want to weird them out, you can put a cross and drape a rosary off of the cross if that's acceptable, if they're Catholic, if that's they're a Protestant denomination of Christianity. You might want to not use the Bovida. A lot of people do the monkey see, the monkey do thing where they stick the cross inside the water. That is incorrect. You actually have to be told by your spirits, because certain spirits groups will need that cross inside the water. It is not a go-to thing. People see stuff on the internet and they say, oh, that looks pretty. They don't know why they're actually doing it. But there's actually reasons for that, and it is totally dependent on what spirits walk with you. Okay? And they have to make a special request for that to happen. Okay? Some people will do it because they've seen their godmother or godfather do this. Well, that's their spirit group. That's not your spirit group. Okay? Everyone's spiritual journey is an independent thing. I know people go, oh, poo-poo, you didn't give me a ritual. The words out of a book, or if someone teaches you a ritual, don't mean a damn thing unless you put heartfelt emotion behind it, heartfelt faith, and your power behind it, okay? If you just say stuff out of a book and expect things to happen, you're sadly mistaken, son. That ain't gonna work, okay? So that's basically how you set up a spiritual altar. You do not want to put mundane things on there, like a CD case or your glasses or something like that. This is a holy space for your ancestors. This is where they're going to reside at in your home. Okay? This is their contact portal between you and them. To make this type of operation work, you got to put the work in. Spend time before it. Give thanks, give homage to your ancestors. I'm not saying worship them like a god. They're not gods, they're human beings that have passed. They have a piece of God in them, like everything in creation. They're not gods, they're not being worshipped per se. You're venerating them. There's a big difference. I know a lot of Christians have a hard time with that, but they're the last people I'd ask about spirituality anyways. All right, so basically, that's how you set one up. You don't go naked in front of it. Don't have sex in front of your ancestor altar. Don't set it up or reset it up every day. Make a place where in your home that's quiet, out of the way, where it's not going to get messed with. Keep the animals off of it if you can. If they do get on it, it's not the end of the world. Crap happens and your ancestors understand. So basically, like I said, the heartfelt emotion and the words you choose are important. What's not important is a prayer out of a book. You can use a prayer out of a book if you memorize it and recite it with that same type of emotion. This isn't something you're going to fake. If you're being bogus about it, you get bogus results. So seriously, put the work in, put the spirituality in, and that energy will come across to the other side. Okay? Now, like I said, when the water gets dirty, which usually happens in 4 days, don't get all upset. That's a good thing. Your ancestors are trying to clean your aura and your personal space up. If you want to present food to them, what I suggest is, and I think this is the best sacrifice to them, take a little bit of your dinner and present it to them. Far as the plates and the bowls, you're going to want to use chipped things. The reason why you use chipped things, basically you're separating the world. You're separating the living silverware from the dead silverware. Don't reuse that silverware and plates for your own meals. If you can't find a set of chip stuff, go to a Goodwill, Salvation Army. Talk with the manager. They have more chip plates and silverware and serving things than they can shake a stick at. Try to keep the stuff as white as possible. White's a good color. You don't want to use black for your ancestor altar. Black attracts negative things. You want the best of your spiritual core or the spirits that walk with you. White attracts that. White is a symbol for purity. Throughout the ages, people are going to recognize this. Spirits recognize this, and there's a reason why our ancestors used white to begin with. Okay, so that's another thing. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, if you have ancestors that use tobacco products, all right? Unlike other altars where you take a few drags off of it, do not do that. Put the cigarette unlit on there, put the cigar unlit, put the pipe with the pipe tobacco unlit. Do not eat any of the food off of your food that you offer to the dead. You will get sick. I'm not saying you're going to throw up right away, but you're going to get an illness after some time. That's a big, big taboo no-no. All right? They do it in some poorer communities, but guess what? You people are watching YouTube. You can afford to give away some food. Those poor people that are suffering in a bad world condition, they need that food, and their ancestors understand that. Okay? You can offer, with the food, you can offer coffee, you can offer soda pop, you can offer liquor, wine, etc. Whatever your ancestors will ate is good. Okay? if your ancestors were from the South, give them soul food. If your ancestors are from the North, give them what Yankees eat. All right. Um, if they're Thai, give them Thai food. Give them what they enjoyed in life. If you're giving a little bit pieces of your stuff, if you give them weird food all the time, it's gonna freak them out. Okay. This is something kind of crazy, but my ancestors actually preferred and really liked Frosties from Wendy's. So I would buy them a Frosty when I would go to Wendy's and give it up to them as a sacrifice. Now, if you review my other video, because this isn't a real altar, I didn't want to do it. One step that I left out is when you put in the water, blow into it like, it's basically you're putting your chi, your ashe in there, and that's the secret that nobody tells you about in the other videos. That's an old school Puerto Rican Espiritissimo thing, passed down from me from my godmother, from her godmother, and from her godmother before that. So that really works. You have super happy spirits that when your glass of water bubbles like a 7-Up, okay? There's bubbles in it. That's a super good thing. All right. That means super happy spirits. You couldn't be better off. So, basically, that's the basic rundown for it. Let me see if I can think of anything else. Oh, with the disposal of the water, you want to put it in the toilet. Do not pour that glass out in your sink where you do your dishes because it's spiritual pollution. It goes out the door into the grass or it goes out the toilet. All right. With the food, you want to throw it away in the garbage. Okay. You don't have to throw it in your yard or anything like that. But basically, work with it at the same time every day. Don't be afraid to cry in front of it. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. But be respectful. Just remember, you're talking to your older relatives. And I guarantee you in 2 weeks, as you blow in the cup and do everything and work with it, you will see results. Okay? Now, there are some people that never get the bubbles. Okay? And the water just gets dirty. And I also encourage people to experiment. When you pour that glass of water in, take a same exact type of glass, pour it someplace else in the house. See the difference between the dirt. That'll make a believer out of you. All right, family, I thank you. And like I always say, you have so much more potential. God gave you so many gifts. You can reach a depth of spiritual faith that you could not believe. And these practices here with your ancestors are ideal. I want to say goodbye to everybody in the family. If you got any more questions, please put them in the comments. You can also refer to the previous why to do the altar. And for general maintenance, when things start getting dusty, it's okay to break it down, wash the cloths and things like that. So make sure you keep those flowers fresh. You'll be amazed at how long they last. It's okay to use that chemical that they give with flower bouquets to feed the flowers. Be careful because these roses will drink a lot of water. So keep everything fresh. Always be respectful with your ancestors. And remember, they're spirits, they're not genies, right? You can't go, I want the lottery numbers or blah, blah, blah. Maybe it's not in your destiny to be very rich. You have different lessons to learn in life. So, I hope everybody enjoyed this. Thank you, family. Have a great day. If you got any questions, please comment. I'd love to help you out. Ashe.